We're asking the whereabouts of the president. Just a few hours ago, Somalekwa said that, according to Somalekwa, that the president was poisoned. So we don't know how true that report is. But for the past 2 or 3 days, we have not heard from the president. What is happening? Where is the president?
Of course, that's what has been the question of so many Nigerians. It's also trending online that immediately he left a particular conference gathering, and we have not been able to assess him or hear from him. He's supposed to have maybe have access to his media aid. Nobody is reporting the whereabouts of Mr. Tinubu currently now. If we don't know whether he took something that is not okay in his system and he needed to have a quick medical attention, or when you talk about when Simon Ekpa is talking about poison. For me, I look at it from different perspectives. Either Mr. President during the conference took something that is not okay for him and he has to go for medical support. Or secondly, health issue maybe has deteriorated to a level now, he needed medical attention. Three, possibly, we don't believe that. We don't believe that what happened to Buhari will happen this time around. Because we've not seen that to a level the power was transmitted to the vice president to hold brief for him until he comes back. Nigeria keep on experiencing this kind of a thing now over and over again. We know that in the advanced world, we know how presidents of countries are being assisted, medically, are being supported medically, maybe because of the old age or maybe because of certain health challenges, But in a Nigerian setting, we don't know whether Tinubu is sick. We don't know whether he's having a stomach problem. We don't know whether he's running away from the system he created. Whether we don't know whether the pressure is too much on him and he needs to go and seek refuge somewhere. We don't know. And it's unfortunate, at this level that for 2 days now, for 3 days now, we don't know whereabouts of Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Of course, that was my kind of stir up a lot of speculations, that either this or that. That was what we have been experiencing.
Somalekwa might be speculating.
I don't know the source of his information, but for me, when he said that the president has been poisoned, or as alleged, or as been said by Simon Ekpa, for me, I'm looking at it from the angle, because he left from a particular conference he attended, and we have not heard from him. Maybe he took something, that was very, very injurious to his system, and he needed medical attention. That's my own opinion. Or secondly, the health challenges has deteriorated to a point, he needed quick medical attention. Or the situation in the country, has overwhelmed him, and he needed to seek refuge somewhere. But there are reports that Mr. President might be hiding somewhere in France, or he might be just has gone underground as usual. At the end of the day, they come up with their usual way of doing things. We can know during Buhari disappeared for over 9 months or thereabouts. And when it was time to impeach him, he appeared. You understand? So we have been having such a scenario often and often again. So in this situation now, the Nigerians are asking Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where are you presently?
Let's God forbid, in an eventuality, the president is no more. The next person will be Shetima, and many people will support Shetima becoming the president of this country.
If you're saying that many people will not support it, it's not about sentiment, it's about what the law says. If anything happens, God forbid, to Bola Ahmed, I'm not praying for such thing to happen to him, but because for me, I'm not a fan of Tinubu, and I will never be a fan of. No, these are people of the same feather. What is the difference? We saw when he was governor of Borno State, we saw the kind of thing that happened, you know. But for me, I think to an extent, if there's going to be a kind of a way to eradicate them, both Shetima and Tinubu, let us have. We are tired of this inadequate uh, incompetence of this administration. You know, look at what we are going through. There's no fail anywhere. Nigerians are struggling. Any morning like this, can't see the long queue everywhere, and we don't know the kind of what is actually happening. Nobody is talking about anything. We're not seeing, you know, statement coming from the presidency. We're not yet just hearing anything. But that tells you that, and we know Nigerians understand that these people are more over comfortable. They are very, very comfortable. They seem to not to care, you know, whether Nigeria is going through hell or not. You know, they decided to, you know, a kind of arrange a kind of a setting, you know, and just make sure that the president is somewhere, you know, or possibly handling the issues of Nigeria from underground. Well, like they always said, that the president can rule Nigeria from anywhere. Okay, no problem. Please, Tinubu, don't come back. Stay where you are. Or Tinubu from where you are. There's no problem. That's the truth. Wherever you are.
No, he needs to address Nigeria. You cannot address Nigerians from another country.
Even if he need to address Nigerians, as you said, anybody can just sit down, you know, and come up with a statement and credit that statement to the president. That the president said that he will soon be around, or Nigeria should keep the nation the way it is until he comes back. Whatever they say, we'll take. Because as it stands now, you know, everything is in jeopardy. You know, look at the issue of the kind of contract they say they signed. When they signed it, all of a sudden, Tinubu said, I'm not aware. This one said, I'm not aware. They never signed the contract. But this is a contract that the presidency issued a press release admitting that this contract is in process. All of a sudden, they decided to come back and do a U-turn again. Look at the issue. All they want now is Tinubu. This is gangsters of politicians who turn themselves to something else.
Okay, let's look at Lagos State government saying 80% of houses in Lekki don't have approval. Let's get a reaction.
That's another game, another film. Part one. They don't do this one. Another part two. That tells you that at the end of the day, go and do your proper investigation very well. Why is it that a project like that's supposed to have started from Calabar, where there is less target of demolition, and all of a sudden they are started from Lagos, where there is mass over 100% demolition of ecosystem in that environment, and supposedly those assets were owned by Igbos.
Igbos or there are other nationalities.
When I said 80-90% of those ecosystem in that coastal realm, you know, are basically owned by, and it can be diverted, it can be avoided, but they refuse to do it, and people are questioning now. No, because that project that you're seeing it, by the time you go to an extent, they'll stop it. It will benefit the.
We don't know that yet.
I'm telling you, you say you don't know that because okay, for advantage they move it to an extent, and Nigeria divide. It will be to the advantage of the Yorubas at the end of the day. But normally, that kind of project, when they want to start, it's want to start from Calabar down to Lagos, and they're trying to do another one from Badagry to Sokoto. You can see the kind of elephant projects where we have millions, thousands of farmland that does not have access to good road where we can go, and that is what P2B is talking about. This is a misplaced priority. This is not our priority at this point in time, and that's why you see all the whole everyday Obi. But now, if it is another person now, we are supposed to have seen a lot of people now on the street, you know, asking, where is Mr. President? Is there not? Do you know what it means to be absent for a country like Nigeria to be without a president? What about for 2 days, 3 days?
in this critical time.
At this point in time. So it tells you a lot of things, that Nigerians is not yet a democratic nation. Nigeria is not yet fit to even advance and govern itself according to the principles of which democratic tenets are established. So by the time we get to a certain level, by the time we get to a certain point, it will become very clear that Nigeria is a banana republic. Nigeria, according to Nnamdi Kanu, is zoological what? Zoo. So why would we be having this kind of thing often and on? The demolition you are talking about, please, I want you to go and do your feasibility studies in Ibejule very well. That calls for a thorough investigation. Who was the Commission of Planning, Land and Survey, as at the time those properties were allocated to citizens? That is what. Who was the governor of Lagos State at that point? This land was allocated to citizens. What is the process of the documentation? They say that land was made for agriculture. Lagos State won't go into agriculture. No problem. But there's always a kind of conspiracy theory in what is going on in Nigeria now. Look at what the Emir of Katsina said recently. That they voted Tinubu because of religion. And they are disappointed because they are succeeded in liberalizing his administration. And they will not vote for him again. No, I'm telling you, the kind of thing is you voted somebody because of religion, not because of competence. And everybody now can see the outcome of what is happening. This administration under Tinubu is so confused. They are still managing the economy. They are good in fixing propaganda on how economic policies have been administered in the country. So what are you going to expect? What do you expect? That's what Tinubu is talking about. Tinubu has been very optimistic in trying to point out certain things the government needed to do as preference. Why are we talking about all these things? There's no life in the country, zero. Electricity, zero. Road, zero. Education, zero. So what are we talking about? So the first thing remains at this point in time. If I were Tinubu, if wherever he is, please let him relax. Relax very well. If you like, stay there till the end of your tenure. There's no problem. Nothing will happen. Because what we are having as leaders are gangsters. I know what gangsters means. For them now, they are their best. They are sitting on the wealth of this nation. They can do whatever they like. Nobody questions them. Nobody asks them anything. Everything about Nigeria continues to deteriorate every day. In fact, this administration is regrettable. No, that's the truth. Everybody that is saying that Tinubu is doing well, we need to have his head re-examined. And it is high time. I don't really blame Nigerians, but actually in truth, Nigerians never wanted him. But because of the corruption network in the judiciary, that is why we keep on having this type of people in a position of authority. Look at the revelation coming from P2B about what happened when Yakub Mahmoud was out everywhere telling Nigerians that the result of the election will be transmitted electronically. Nigerians never experienced that. Even when they went to court, We saw how the judiciary messed up everything. Up to today, judiciary have not come out to interpret the status of Abuja. Is Abuja a state? Is Abuja a city? Is Abuja a local government? Is Abuja truly federal capital territory? What does the law say about Abuja? You can see the mess everywhere. So where we go? Where are we going to start from? Now the president is nowhere to be found. And Nigerians are asking questions. How do we get at this point? What do we do? And the people who are supposed to take this thing serious. You can see the senior president, Godwin Ababio. Nigeria doesn't even understand him. Everything is based on who helped me. Look at his cabinet. You hardly find an economist there. You hardly find a technocrat there. You hardly find a professional of higher caliber who knows what to do to define leadership in this country. And that is why at this point in time the media has failed woefully to contribute to core development. This is what they call foundation, institutional foundation. We don't have it. Every day they put out vice president on the cover of the newspaper. They put president on the cover of the newspaper. They put all these men that wear border every day. What of all these guys? Oh, you are demarcating Nigeria. When you see a child below 15 years carrying granite on his head, now it's not up to 1,000 naira. They don't put it on the pages of newspaper. They don't see millions of Nigerian youths driving Okada on daily basis. They don't put it on the cover. They say you are demarcating Nigeria, a nation that has what it takes to infrastructurally develop the entire Africa. So what I'm saying is this: it's very clear that Nigeria is heading towards doom, and that doom is going to come when, at the end of the day, the world is going to intervene, like they are planning to do, and Nigeria will go their separate ways peacefully, and that will solve all this problem. Thank you.